Here is your daily quiz reminder, listeners. You still have a chance to answer our quiz question. Send those answers in to pound 9870 for your chance to win one of our awesome prizes. Earlier in the show, of course, we know it's Chuseok and people are enjoying the last of their Chuseok. You may have already gone home and already enjoyed all of the Chuseok food you're going to be enjoying. Or maybe you brought leftovers home. We're not exactly sure. However, many different parts of Korea will have specialty Chuseok foods that they will be eating. And that is what our quiz question today is about. We want to know, what is this particular seafood called? Each region of Korea has its own special Chuseok dish. It features specialties of the area. In the Jeolla province, this seafood is a Chuseok staple. It is well known for its powerful smell. It's usually consumed after being fermented for days or even months. It is not everybody's taste, listeners. We want to know, is it A, shrimp, B, octopus, or C, skatefish? So that's A, 새우, B, 문어, or C, tuna. If you know the answer to that, send us a text right now, pound 9870. Keep in mind, a short text will cost you 51. A longer text will cost you 101. But sending in the right answer, you have a chance to win some lovely prizes, which include a gift certificate to BitGo Women's Hospital and a department store gift voucher sponsored by Medifil Center. Up next is part 3, where you and we answer the question, what are you doing? Let's meet together live on NodTube, channel GFN. Keep it tuned here to GFN, 98.7 FM in Gwangju, 93.7 FM in Yeosu. Throughout history, humans have been curious about the world around them. We're almost always doing, seeing, making, or thinking about something. Our curious nature leads us to ask our friends, family, neighbors, and acquaintances, what are you doing? Join us to find out. In the studio, I'm your host, Kayla Nichols, and welcome now to What Are You Doing? Good morning, 여러분.
Good morning.
Now, listeners, you need to go on to NodTube immediately because we have a new mask. So I think I want to start with our new mask and say good morning.
Good morning.
And can you introduce yourself to our listeners for today?
Yes. Hi, my name is Mira, and I'm from Cambodia. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so do you pronounce your name? Do you just call yourself Mira or Almira?
So it's Almira, but then everyone here calls me Mira because of the Korean 3-letter.
Yeah, got it.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Everyone assumes my name is Mira.
At first
Is all I
she
can say.
I think I would have assumed that as well, except it's written in my script, Almira. Well, do you prefer Almira or Mira? Because I think we can handle either one here on today's show.
Sure, you can call me Almira.
Almira. Almira, 반갑습니다. 밥 먹었어요?
Yes.
네.
Yes.
많이 먹었어요 because it's Chuseok, right, listeners?
Yeah.
So are you full of Chuseok food, or you were smart and just 조금 먹었어요, 아닙니다, 배불러요.
Yeah, I'm the polite one.
잘했어요.
I eat a little bit and go I'm full. And then after that, just leave more space for dessert.
I feel like I should 시어머니 죄송합니다. I'm not a polite one. 많이 사람아요. 태연아 배고파. 네 주세요. Except when it comes to certain famous Chuseok dishes, and then I'm no thanks, I'm full.
Exactly.
Yes, there are certain Korean specialties in this area that are not my taste. They've been fermented too long.
Oh, yeah.
It's the smell of ammonia. It's just whoosh, 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 whoosh. But do you have a favorite Chuseok food?
Oh, I like songpyeon. Songpyeon's my favorite.
Did you make any this year?
No. No.
My songpyeon is not pretty.
I rarely make my own food,
Really?
and so just the thought of making songpyeon is a little bit,
It's really drying for your hands, I found, but also really satisfying. You just sound it when you're like, what's that? 어머니, 죄송합니다. 뭐 남편 뭐 하라고? Just kidding, guys. Kidding. Elvis, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing awesome.
밥 먹었어요?
오늘은 밥 먹었죠?
많이 먹었어?
많이 먹었어요. Chuseok, because it's Chuseok, it's like I received so many Chuseok presents and gifts from everywhere.
If you have any spam you don't want or any tuna, 해주세요. 주세요.
Sure. Sure.
Did you get lots of gifts?
A lot of gifts. Like it's like this time Chuseok, everyone was like, "Oh, we'll send you something. What's your address? We'll send you something." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
Did you
Why
give
not?
out gifts or just received them?
Receive.
Share the wealth. But you had a good Chuseok so far?
Yeah, it's so nice so far. Like it's a very long holiday for me because my classes finish on Wednesday. So that means since last week on Thursday it's Chuseok. So,
Oh,
The whole week.
yeah.
So are you getting ready to go back to school? Are you ready for school tomorrow?
No, still some time left.
Fighting!
Fighting.
And how are you today? 밥 먹었어요?
Yes.
잘했어요. 많이
역시.
먹었어요?
네.
Yeah,
Typical
좋아요.
Korean family.
Did you like have to do the preparing? Like, did you have to prepare this year or?
Well, I have a lot of aunts. So they
the
kinda
aunties
do the
all got
food.
together.
Yeah.
That's the best part, right? Sharing the work
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
And what is your favorite food on Chuseok?
It's hard to tell. I should say 송편.
Songpyeon is good.
역시.
My mother-in-law makes this like radish and beef soup. It's like a clear broth.
야, 소고기 묵고.
소고기 묵고, that's it. I was like, it's moo something.
묵고.
But you know, you put it on your ancestral table, and but in like bowls, and then after it comes off, you're just like, yes, please. Should we put a few more ancestral bowls on there? Kayla will eat it. So. It's my firm theory, listeners, that what you eat on Chuseok does not count.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
doesn't.
Zero
And the
calories.
ancestors are standing by you, and they're saying, no, don't worry, we'll take the calories for you.
Yeah.
사라지세요, 여러분. All right, what are you doing meets you listeners in multiple ways. When our voices and music come out on the radio, the show is also being live streamed on NawTube. You can check out Channel GFN. Please, listeners, come and join us every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11:30. 제발 같이 봐. Don't forget though, please click like, subscribe to Channel GFN, and you won't miss a thing because there's tons of content on there.
아주 많습니다.
매주 수요일 11시에서 11시 30분 GFN이 라디오뿐 아니라 유튜브로도 여러분을 찾아갑니다. What are you doing? 이름하여
뭐하니?
우리가 뭐 하는지 궁금하신 분들은 너튜브 검색창에 채널 GFN을 검색하셔서 지금 라이브 스트리밍을 확인하세요.
네,
Yeah.
like, subscribe,
구독,
subscribe.
좋아요.
사랑, 사랑, 사랑해.
구독, 좋아요.
I'm all hyped up on Chuseok food, listeners.
Oh,
I can't help it. So delicious. Again, we want to know, listeners, are you enjoying your Chuseok? Let us know. Pound 9870. Do you have any funny stories? Like I have a ton of funny stories from Chuseok past. This Chuseok was very quiet for us. We didn't go anywhere. We just stayed home. I made all my... I'm going to cross my fingers. 거짓말 하지 마세요. I bought all of our Chuseok food. It comes in convenient packages from the banchan store. I don't have to fry anything, but it was still delicious. So, hopefully you are enjoying your Chuseok holiday. If you are driving home today because you must go to work tomorrow, you must go to school tomorrow, please be careful on the road. Chuseok, listeners, is one of the most important and festive holidays in Korea, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally, family members from near and far all make the pilgrimage back to their hometowns to share food and stories and time, and usually quite a bit of adult beverage will get going, and I'm sure there's a game or two of something in there for like pennies or something. But today we want to learn more about Chuseok traditions and family holidays of each country, right?
Yep.
So of course, since it is Chuseok today, we're going to 시작 with 대한민국 사람.
대한민국.
대한민국. 짝짝짝짝짝. You have to. It's long.
little 부담.
YouTube fighting.
Okay, as you guys know, Chuseok is one of Korea's major holidays along with 설날, Lunar New Year's Day. In the morning of the day of Chuseok, family members gather at their homes to hold memorial services called 차례. in honor of their ancestors.
Right.
We also do 성묘, a visit to the ancestral graves, to show respect and appreciation for family ancestors.
Don't you find the chare is at like a ridiculously early hour?
Yeah.
Do ancestors not sleep in? Just curious, guys. This year we had a video chare.
Oh yeah.
My mother-in-law's phone was propped in the corner, and so we were doing the bowing in Gwangju, and they're in Jeonju.
Oh.
And it was interesting,
Yeah.
but it's at the crack of dawn. Like my
Yeah.
eyes don't want to open. My kids are like, what am I doing? 엄마 왜 그래? 아니 그냥 인사 왜 그냥 인사? But yeah, it's always so really early.
Yes.
The ancestral grave one, 성묘.
성묘.
It can happen usually later in the day. I find a lot of early afternoon. People are traveling to the different areas. Which again, I want to remind you, maybe some people are doing it really late. I imagine everyone finished that yesterday, right? But if you are on the back roads, do be careful because there may be some stragglers visiting graves, and a lot of them are kind of close to the road or without places to park. Okay, so 조심해 여러분. If you're driving, if you're coming home, if you're going to do a 성묘 on the side of the road, 조심해. Okay, so let's get to my favorite part. Let's get to the best part, really. 음식.
Oh,
음식.
we already talked
먹고 싶어.
about
아니야.
this
다시 한번.
a lot, but one of the most significant foods that represent Chuseok is songpyeon. The songpyeon is a rice cake filled with sesame seeds, beans, etc. It is an old tradition for the entire family to gather around and make songpyeon together on the eve of Chuseok.
Right.
So an old Korean anecdote says that the person who makes beautifully shaped songpyeon have a beautiful child or baby in the future.
몇 생각해? 몇 생각해? 맞아요? 아마도 아니야?
I don't have a child yet, so I
Do you have
can't
any
really
brothers
say.
or sisters that
I do.
Did they make beautiful songpyeon and make beautiful babies? Or- I'm biased.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Right, because I'm biased, listeners. To be honest, I think my kids are beautiful. However,
They
my
are.
songpyeon is a sight to behold.
Maybe it
your
only...
husband.
Yeah, maybe it
If he
only
did
has-
not make it, we're gonna have a chat after the show. I made the songpyeon with my mother-in-law, but it did not. I mean, hers is. She's been doing it like long time, but hers was beautiful. Everything was like the same size, and mine was like one was the size of my fist, and one was the size of my pinky, and
I used
not
to
so
make it
pretty.
in like star shape too.
oh, that would be pretty. I'd like a star.
No, it's not pretty. It looks like a starfish, but I
It
just
didn't come out well.
right. But
You
just for
steam them,
fun.
right?
Right.
So we used to steam them on my grandmother's house in the countryside. She had you know how you heat the house with the fire and you also cook it. She had one of those huge pots that you cook on the outside. 너무나 맛있어. It's not bad on the stove, don't get me wrong, but it just there's something about that huge pot that just makes it
Agree.
맛있어. 여러분 배불러요. I'm still full just talking about all the food I ate.
Wow.
But yeah, my songpyeon 안 예뻐요. Have you made songpyeon yourself ever in the past? Never even like a
Never.
It's not
Yeah.
hard. I don't know why mine was ugly. It's not hard.
Well, I'm bad at folding dumplings in general, so I can imagine my songpyeon folding skills won't be any better.
I can't imagine dumpling folding. Forget it. Just eat it. Cook it separately, eat it separately. Have you, Elvis, made songpyeon ever?
Yeah. I've had like an experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
언제? 어디?
우리 학교에서 한번 그 약간 문화 체험하는 데 가봤어요. 그래서 거기서 성편 그거 만드는 거 해봤어요.
Oh.
잘
Have you
안
made
잘안
kimchi then as
나왔어요.
well, or just the songpyeon?
Only 성편. 김치는 아직.
Never.
네.
Well, we have a kimchi like festival. We have a
Yes,
you can go
in
and make
Gwangju.
kimchi
That's the
now.
thing. Always, but still.
Still, you haven't gone.
Yeah.
그래. So that is Chuseok. Again, listeners, you're coming to the end of your Chuseok. You're gearing up for work tomorrow. You can do it. Fighting.
I think.
I'm gonna go and sleep off the extra 10 kilogram. 나는 먹었어요. Let's move on then to Elvis.
Oh yeah. So when it comes to Kenya, we don't have exactly like a Chuseok.
Right?
We do have like Thanksgiving, but like it's like on a very small proportion. Yeah, when because normally when people do farming and harvest, they tend to do like Thanksgiving for that, right?
Right.
Yeah, but in Kenya에서는 그런 큰 행사는 안 해요. 그래서 추석 같은 분위기 나는 행사는 이제 크리스마스 때. 케냐
yes.
케냐 그 크리스마스 때 가면은 완전 추석 분위기 느낄 수 있어요. 그래서 크리스마스 때는 약간 사람들이 2주 동안 쉬어요. So for 1 to 2 weeks, like schools are closed,
Right.
people aren't going to work, like everyone is going back to their hometown to be with their like, entire large extended family.
Right.
Yeah. So 이때는 제일 중요한 행사, the most important event of the year.
Right.
Yeah. So during Christmas, what people majorly eat, I'll say everything. yeah, it depends. Like the most common will be chicken because chicken is kind of easy to do. For me, we used to go to my aunt's place, and she used to like slaughter a cow, a pig, chickens.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah,
I could get behind that much food.
we will be so many people.
Oh, that's
so
right. That's
many
true.
people. Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking, oh, there's like my family of 5, a cow, a pig, a chicken. I'm up for that. I'll rise to the challenge.
For us, it's like the entire extended family, so it's so many people.
Right.
Yeah. So you will have any kind of meat you want.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it used to be so nice.
Does someone help your mom?
Yeah, of course. Like all the women actually do work,
Okay.
and there are very many because all the cousins, girls, aunties, there's so many. So
Right.
it's work just kind of flows.
Got it.
Yeah.
And what do the men do?
The men do the slaughtering.
I was going to say, think very carefully because if you say watch TV or watch handphone games and drink.
They do the slaughtering.
Okay.
You know, slaughtering.
Oh, yeah. No,
Slaughtering
no,
a
that's-
pig is very.
No,
not
no.
easy.
There are things we don't talk about on the radio. Very cool though. I think that's great. I think in Canada we love a good celebration. I think every month has some kind of holiday we find to celebrate. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, and people love to go all out. I especially like St. Patrick's Day because you just make green things.
Oh,
Green
yeah,
beer, green
yeah,
pancakes,
yeah.
green scrambled eggs. By the way, don't look pretty, but taste just fine. It's green. I'm kind of excited for today as well, listeners, because we have a slightly newer perspective.
Yeah.
Must be completely different because often Frank and Elvis's countries do share very many similar
Yeah, true.
things. However, we have the perspective of Cambodia today.
Well, if you're looking for a really different perspective, I think I'm gonna disappoint because like we have our own sort of version of Chuseok in
That's
Cambodia.
okay.
Yeah, it's called Chongbun in Cambodia,
Oh.
and so you know how in Korea they focus more on like the Thanksgiving side of things, but for us
Right.
we focus more on remembering like our like departed ancestors and
Okay.
relatives. So yeah, during like this usually because it's like a more Buddhist holiday, it's very religious. The whole country
Right.
celebrates it. It's traditionally like supposed to go on for 2 weeks, but obviously
2 weeks.
obviously we can't take the whole
Right,
2
right.
weeks off. But because Cambodia collectively, including this holiday, we have 21 days out of the year off. And
I
so
like it.
yes, it's amazing. Every month has a different holiday that you
like it.
don't have to go to school for. So yeah, during this holiday, we basically make food. We put it in like lunch boxes and then we
Right.
take them to the pagoda and we offer them to the monks and then so that the monks can like sort of bless them and then that way our offerings can like be passed on to our departed ancestors.
Right.
So yeah. This is
Going to be a weird question, but
Yes.
when you offer the food to the monks, do they give it back to you?
yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because in Chuseok, when you put your on the table, right, your chare, then after you're done, you're bowing and your blessings, whatnot. Then you take the food, and that's usually what you eat for breakfast.
Yeah.
Most families say to
Right.
with. But I was just wondering, do you just give the food in
So
Cambodia, or
we do both. So it's like back at home because we make a bunch of food just like everywhere else.
Right.
Like we make a bunch of food. We do the offerings at Korea. So we have a set that's like inside the house for the
Ooh, okay.
ancestors.
Oh.
And then we take some food to the pagodas for the monks and
Right.
then sometimes the monks take them, but
And
then
just leave
most
it?
of the time they and then sometimes we share the food at the pagoda. So we would have lunch there.
I like that.
And then that
Wow.
way.
Because I think that's a lot of food. If your whole entire country, that's a lot of
Yes,
food for those monks to be blessing.
whole entire country basically. So we all go back to our hometowns, and then we go to the pagodas in our hometowns with our relatives, everyone there, And then, yeah, that's how we celebrate it. And it's especially important. So, you know how you said you had the ancestors? And so there's also another sort of setting that we set outside of the house
Okay.
for like ghosts that don't have relatives.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah,
That's so
Yes.
kind.
Because, so this is especially important because of the genocide that happened. So it
Oh,
killed
yeah.
off like a quarter of the population. And so because we believe that, oh, maybe like a lot of people, like their whole like lines
Yeah,
got,
their whole family was
families.
ended.
And so, yeah, for them to sort of like be able to pass on to the next life because we
Right.
believe in reincarnation.
Mm.
And so, yeah,
like
that's
that.
for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a
So
little
nice.
teary-eyed, listeners. I like it.
Yeah.
Because I do know that in Korea, many older people, generations, are a bit worried about the future of their own chare because a lot of
Yeah.
modern families, a lot of younger generations aren't getting into that so much.
Yeah.
They don't want to do the tradition. They don't want to do
Yeah.
the chare. They don't want to do the songmyeon or, you know.
Yeah.
They don't mind getting together with their family, right? But on like a Chuseok. But a lot of them are thinking, well, it's like the only day I have off now. I want to travel. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend 12 hours cooking John and etc.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then not get to spend my whole day. Yeah. So I do know that some of the older people are worried about what will happen to the traditions in the future. So I like this idea where, you know, if someone else or their family doesn't know about them, or maybe their family's just like, Psh, I don't want to, then they're still covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom practically blackmailed me though, cause like
Oh,
she
dear.
was like, what if you change religion? Who's gonna feed? Like, who's gonna like give me
The
offerings when
same
I'm
concern.
dead?
Yeah,
And then I'm like, don't worry, it's okay.
Somebody will put a plate outside the door for your mom. Don't worry. I'll ask the neighbor to like check some
Right. I have a
good
question
daughter,
though.
eh?
I have a question though. What kind of food like?
Yeah, same question.
Ah, okay. So
Right.
we also have like sticky rice desserts. So they're filled with like bananas and like sometimes it's like savory. So the more savory one is like beans and pork. So yeah, that's pretty good. And
You're
then
making me hungry again.
yeah, we make all types of food, just like whatever is your family's like favorite food sort of thing.
Do
And
you
then
have a favorite from your family? Do you have a favorite?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, everything basically.
And she's so tiny, listeners. Go to Natube. She's so tiny.
Yeah, everything. But yeah,
Right.
also like we make like lots of chicken, and, like pork, like stir fried, boiled, and just eat it like that with like sauce, like
Right.
chili and spice, like a spicy, like sourish sauce. So yeah.
Definitely getting hungry again. Whoa. Nom, 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 nom.
Wow.
I think, yeah, like in Canada, usually for Thanksgiving, because it's a huge farming, harvesting
Yeah.
holiday, we eat turkey.
Yeah.
And turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry, lots of root vegetables, sweet potatoes, potatoes, etc. And of course, because they're all the things that you could eat during harvest, your gourds, your hobak, your pumpkins.
Yeah.
So my favorite Thanksgiving food has got to be like pumpkin pie. Pumpkin seeds, pumpkin pie. I don't go so far as like pumpkin spice lattes, although I'm not nothing against it. I mean, I do like... I do like pumpkin, just not that much. If I'm gonna have anything spiced, it's gonna be like apple cider.
Yeah.
So my mouth is watering, listeners. I can't talk anymore. I'm drooling too badly. Is there anything you want to like share about the holidays in your country? Anything that's something somebody would surprise to hear? Like, is there something about? Because I was not surprised, honestly, Elvis, that you don't really have Thanksgiving
Oh, yeah,
because most Thanksgivings do center around. There's less of a religious, except for Cambodia. That actually surprised me a lot. It's less about religion as it is more about. Thank God we had a good harvest and let's share it with the community. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm wondering if there's anything about, say, the Cambodian one that people assume that is incorrect.
I basically almost shared everything just
Sure.
now. So I don't know what else would be surprising. So like, do you have any assumptions that maybe that I could like dispute?
Easy.
Oh, so if the monks like gives the food back to you, then what would they eat?
Oh, so remember how I said like everyone sort of brings food like
Like
over?
sharing?
Yeah, so we share. So there's a portion that goes to the monks, and then there's a portion that of course we eat because there's a lot of food. And usually during those holidays, like because there's so much food, it's like there's also a lot of food left over, and so those
Right.
would probably go to like orphanages or like maybe the surrounding like
See,
community.
that's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
Sharing, right?
Yeah.
여러분 죄송합니다. 하지만 가고 필요해. 가지마. Everyone, good luck with tomorrow's work day,
Yeah.
and we'll see you later. 안녕.
안녕하세요.
All right, listeners, it's also the end of Hello Korea for today. Thank you for joining us. We asked you earlier about a specific kind of seafood that is a special of Chuseok dish featuring in the Jeolla province. We gave you the choice of A, shrimp, B, octopus, or C, skatefish, honga. The answer, of course, was C, honga. Coming up tomorrow, we'll bring you the latest cultural news, and we will have our daily quiz. Suli will be in the studio with me tomorrow for foodie trends in Korea. Lastly, Gogo will be here to talk about life with a family and navigating that road on Juma Talk. You can join us 10:05 a.m. to 11:30 Monday to Friday right here on GFN. Stay tuned for live coronavirus updates from TBS Seoul. Have a great day. We'll meet you back here tomorrow. The last song for our show for today will be this track by Loco Berry. It's called 안녕 가을아. Loco Berry. 여러분, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Chuseok. 조심해 if you're going home, and fighting for tomorrow.
Stay safe, healthy, everyone.
아니 특히 오늘만 즐기세요.
즐기세요.
Enjoy today.
안녕.
Bye bye. Ciao.